What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. This is a review of a football boot that I think is the best value for money under $150, and I'm going to tell you why in this review. This, of course, is the New Balance 442 2.0 Pro in FG and the regular fit version. Let's hop into it. So this is a basic New Balance box. You got the red with the New Balance logo here, New Balance on one side. You've got some recycled materials information on the back. And then here you've got a US 9. This is a medium width. So this is I believe it's the D width. 2E is the wide for New Balance, so D, I believe, is the medium width. This is a 8.5 UK, 42.5 Euro, and I believe a 27 centimeters as well. So that's the sizing there. And then on the other side, you've got the New Balance logos there as well. All right, let's hop into the unboxing. So these are the newest colorway, or I guess as of the filming of this video, a colorway came out literally today, that amazing kind of purple, interstellar looking colorway. These though are this really nice looking silver and orangey bronze. Wow. Holy moly. Okay, there we go. Wow. Okay, I'm always surprised as to how light these football boots are. That's one thing that the 442 is really underrated at. This football boot is extraordinarily light for what it is. This reminds me a lot of taking I know it's literally double the price or more than double the price, but the Mizuno Morelia 2 made in Japan, different quality, I get it, but as far as lightweight for such a classic looking leather pair of football boots, those also surprise me as to how lightweight they are. So these are really, really fantastic. I think these look really cool too. This is an interesting silver colorway. I like the look of this leather silver more than I do the slightly different color of this synthetic leather here on the midfoot and the heel area. Let me know down in the comments section below what you guys think of this colorway. I do think it looks pretty nice. Very basic sole plate as well. And let's get into some of the tech specs. But first, as I seem to have a habit of in recent videos, of not unboxing every single one until the very end. So we're gonna get these unboxed. I'll throw this guy right there, and then we'll get straight into it. So these are, as I said before, the New Balance 442 2.0 Pro. These are in the FG variation, all conical studs, so you could basically use these as an AG pair of football boots as well. Very, very neutral stud pattern. And this is a boot that I have owned before. I owned the special edition gold colorway that was an all kangaroo leather upper. They were absolutely amazing, super premium feeling, and genuinely one of the best boots from a value for money perspective. And I think those only had a $20 or $30 premium, so they were still about 150 bucks. These are $130, which is absolutely bananas. Really, really nice value for a boot that brings a lot to the table, in my opinion. So you do have a premium K-leather forefoot here in the upper. There's a stitch there on the lateral side, and on the medial side where the synthetic leather starts, it is a little bit of a stiffer material, so that is something that I'm interested to see how that breaks in over time. This is different from that gold variation in the sense that the gold variation was all kangaroo leather, so I'm actually thinking that this might have a decent amount of lateral stability compared to that football boot, so that remains to be said with some testing. You've got the internal pod cushioning technology here in the heel area. That is, hopefully you guys can see that. Let me see if I can get these laces undone a little bit. There we go. So you see that those little kind of light gray pods there on the instep. There you go. And then on the heel area right there. And there you go on that side as well. So that internal pod cushioning technology does feel pretty nice. I did get a little bit of slippage in that gold variation over time, especially a month, 2 months, 3 months into playing with those football boots. Because those were the wide fit variation, I'm assuming that with a little bit of a more snug fit, over time as I break these in, these won't stretch as much as those because of the synthetic midfoot, and both on the lateral and the internal sides. And so there might not be as much heel slippage, but I do think that this internal heel counter that basically follows where this stitching is here on the heel area will provide a little bit more of a predetermined shape. So if you're somebody who doesn't fit in something like that where the predetermined shape is, I might not recommend this football boot for you. That being said, this boot is so comfortable out of the box and after break-in time that I do think that this is going to suit most foot types, especially because they do offer a wide fit version, which is absolutely amazing. You've got the Elite Pro nylon sole plate, which is a very, very basic. This is essentially a little bit less flimsy, more quality version of the Nike Premier 3 sole plate that carries all conical studs in the exact same pattern. You've got 11 studs total with that, 10 on each of the, 5 on each of the lateral and the medial sides, plus that one here kind of on the knuckle of that forefoot area. And I will say they're very neutral. It's no BS. I would say these are especially great on AG surfaces because you do get a really nice neutral amount of grip going side to side, but you also get a good amount of pivot power as you plant and then move side to side there. So for me, this is a really great football boot for AG pitches. For FG, it does leave a little bit to be desired as far as grip on the sole plate goes, but that is kind of up to personal preference. If you're somebody who plays mostly on really short, well-kept grass, especially FG grass, I'm sure you'd be totally fine with the sole plate, but it just is a little bit more neutral and more AG focused. So for me, this is a great, comfortable football boot that I will wear on AG pitches any day of the week. They really do perform well on AG. So for me, that's kind of my recommendation for this football boot. You do have a synthetic suede lining, which is all of that dark gray material here that does feel super nice. It's like a micro suede, so it does give you a pretty nice locked-in sensation to the back of your football boot, which is really super nice, especially when you have the addition of those internal cushion, like pod cushion technology here in the heel area. So it does give you a really nice wrap. It does give you a really nice feeling here in the heel area, and I don't think, or at least don't remember any pressure points from that gold edition, and that remains to be seen from the silver ones as well. So again, as I said before, one of the main reasons why I think New Balance is absolutely crushing it right now, not only do they have a great football boot with the Furon, a fantastic laceless option, in my opinion, the best laceless. You can argue down in the comment section below. My favorite laceless boot on the market, bar none, I think, is the Tequila, the laceless model with that little collar. I think the hypo knit on the Tequilas is incredible, and the new laced Tequila is one of my favorite boots on the market right now. I actually wore it today as of the filming of this video in training today, this bronze colored version, and they are sensational. They perform really well, they're stupid comfortable, and they just are a really nice pair of football boots. And then they have a $130 leather option, which is actually quite premium for this price point as well. So with those three boots, those three silos, New Balance not only is crushing it from that perspective, like every silo does something different and unique and good, and also they produce both a 2E wide fit variation of each boot, and they produce a regular fit variation of this boot, which I think all manufacturers should do. And I do think that New Balance is definitely in the top 3 right now when it comes to quality, comfort, materials, options. Those are all things that I think New Balance is crushing it with, and I do think that this 442 is absolutely the best value for money under $150 when it comes from your options with a wide foot or a non-wide foot variation. Of course, you have this really nice kangaroo leather upper, which you don't have on a lot of the newer, quote-unquote leather models, something like a Copa Pure, which costs another $50 or $60 more than this, or even more than that. And then, you're not into this quality of leather until you're in at least the $250 to $300 range, which I think is pretty sensational. So for a boot that's $130 that really anyone can slip into and fit in really well, this is really hard to beat for me as far as value for money. And so I am really stoked to be able to try on the non-special edition version, get a sense of potentially if there's more lateral stability in this football boot. Is it going to be, will it hold up even to previous generation Tiempo 9? Is it something that is really one of the best leather football boots on the market for under $200 until you get into sort of the Asics and the Mizuno quality and Adler and like those really made in Japan boots that are super popular? Remains to be seen, but we're going to find out in the on-feet portion of the video. So let's hop into that portion. We'll talk a little bit about fit. We'll talk about sizing. We'll talk about what I recommend for wide fit versus regular fit, and we'll go from there. So let's hop into it. All right, fam, here we are out at the pitch with the New Balance 442 2.0 in the regular fit variation and the non-special edition. So we've got that synthetic leather on the outside. Very, very cool looking football boot, classic, but also in this colorway is really, really funky looking, especially on pitch. So here we go. They are the boots. Really nice looking in my opinion. What do you guys think of this silver colorway? Do you like it? Do you not like it? What do you think could be improved? In my opinion, I love the silver. I'm not a huge fan of this accent color with the silver. I think a white or a black would have been a little bit better, or even something a little more flashy like a proper gold would be pretty cool. But let's get these on feet, and I want to tell you guys why I think. Oh my days. It's been so long since I've actually had a pair of 442s on my feet. Yeah, wow. Okay, so true to size, there you go, right on the end. These are unbelievable. Another thing that I didn't mention in the unboxing portion of the video is these boots come with a runner's knot. How cool is that? So I'll show you guys right now how to do the runner's knot. So see, if you see these little here, we'll get a little bit closer. So you guys can see these two little lace holes right there. They give you that extra lace hole so that when you tie the laces tight like this, instead of coming up through this lace hole and then tying them, you go up, down through that one, and then as these loops, you cross like this, and then you tie it tight like that. So these two little loops basically pull the sides, and you can see that they pull the sides of the boot kind of towards your ankle and give you a much more snug feeling. And wow, these fit well. Oh my goodness, guys. New Balance has crushed it with these football boots, in my opinion. There you go. That is what they look like straight out of the box. These are very, very comfortable. I would say that these compete with some of the best out of the box comfort boots, at least for my feet, that I can find. And these are the regular fit. So this is not even a wide fit variation, and this boot fits phenomenally well straight out of the box. This is one of those boots that I just am a huge fan of. And I think the fact that New Balance created a boot that is this good at $130, that blows me away. Like, there is not a single takedown model in that price category. Again, you can watch really carefully what I'm doing with this runner's knot, or you can rewind the video and see what I did on the old one. But there you go, all the way through the runner's knot, boom, boom, pulls it tight. And then what that does is that eliminates any gap on this area. See, I can't even stick my finger in there because it's now pulled the material super close and wrapped to my foot. The fact that these are $130 is an absolute joke. They are super, super lightweight. They feel incredible on feet. The synthetic leather on the midfoot really does a nice job of wrapping your foot while not kind of restricting it in any way. That's kind of the word I want to use. Those foam pods in the heel do a nice job of kind of giving your heel a nice little hug, basically, which is kind of the best way I can think about it. I think for $130, honestly, as far as a leather football boot goes, these almost might take the crown away from some of the more expensive boots, in my opinion. Like, I would probably pick these over even a Copa Pure. I know that sounds crazy, but in my opinion, these boots are cheaper. I can basically get 2 pairs of these for the price of a Copa Pure. They're mega, mega comfortable. They've got really nice kangaroo leather here in the forefoot area. And as I've tested them with that gold edition, they last a really long time. They've got great durability, and I really enjoy wearing these football boots. So there's a full look at what they look like. Again, as I said, gray on gray. This was totally not coordinated. I'm just wearing this outfit for several of the reviews that I'm doing right now. But it looks really dope. I think this silver colorway, as I said, this sort of, I don't know, like peach bronze color isn't really, I'm not a really huge fan of that accent, but the gray looks really, really cool. And these boots just feel so good. Like, I just, as far as a leather football boot goes, it's really hard to beat these, especially at the, 130 price point. Is even if they were $150, I'd say buy these over a Copa Pure. That's just straight up. That's just how I feel. Touch on the ball, super, super nice. It is a reasonably padded. I wouldn't say it's overly padded, but that toe box area with the K leather does feel super nice. You do get a pretty snug fit around the forefoot area. So those of you who have a wider forefoot, you're gonna be totally fine with these, especially if you're somebody who likes to kind of splay their toes in the boots. As you can see, the boots fit really, really fantastic, and you've got a ton of wiggle room there. I literally have just put these on, and that's how flexible this K leather is. And I do think, again, New Balance has just crushed it. A little bit of sort of bowing in this area, but that goes away completely once you've tested it. It'll look more like this side of the football boot where it's totally flush to my foot. It's just that my foot, again, is a little wider in this area right here, and so it's just got to get more used to what that width looks like. And these aren't even the wide fit. This is the regular medium fit. So super sensational from the New Balance brand. I think, again, having the Furon be sensational for a speed boot does a really nice job. The Tequila, the fact that they crushed it with a laceless look and a laceless fit and feel, and then took the collar off, put laces on it, and made it even better with the laceless version, or laces version in my opinion. And then they have this one at the $130 price point is just, it really is a fantastic trio of silos, in my opinion. New Balance is crushing it right now. And if you are in the market for a leather football boot, especially one, or just a super lightweight football boot, or a super comfortable football boot, like if you're looking for any of those, most people will fit in either this model or the model, the 2E version, which is their large in width, which is their wide version. So you can easily fit in these. I reckon these will fit pretty much everybody. I don't know of a single person that wouldn't be able to fit in these or even the wide fit. And as I said, I have a pretty wide midfoot. These are I'm feeling a little bit of pain here on the outside of my foot, but I imagine that will go away, and that is, you know, with a boot that's not technically their wide foot variant. So these boots are gonna fit, I think, pretty much everybody, especially if you give it a little bit of break in time. I'm excited to test these again. I'm gonna wear these in trainings. Probably won't wear these in games quite yet, but we'll see kind of what the rotation looks like. I've been really enjoying the new Tiempo 10 and the GX and some of those other boots as well for more game-like boots, but I will definitely be training in these because these are awesome. Sole plate also feels really nice and neutral. As I said, it's basically the perfect sole plate for AG pitches. So if you're somebody who plays most of the time on AG and you want a mega lightweight football boot that's also happens to be leather, so maybe you are interested in the 99 leather, you're interested in the F50 Adi Zero leather remake, something like that, this is a great entry point for that type of feeling with the leather forefoot, synthetic midfoot, and being super lightweight. So this might be a great entry point for you guys. I know it's not gonna feel like those boots because of how responsive those sole plates are, but as far as the general construction of the football boot and even the premium feeling of the forefoot of this K leather, I do think these are gonna be a fantastic option for a lot of people looking for that sort of lightweight speed boot feel, but with the leather and with the way that this synthetic leather on the midfoot wraps your foot. So there's not really much negative I can say about this football boot. I just think this is an awesome package. I think it's really hard to knock at that $130 price point. Touch is great. The feeling on the ball is really nice, and I do think this is just one of the most comfortable boots straight out of the box pretty much. So if you guys enjoyed that review, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you all. As always, be awesome, take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.